A Virginia Beach inmate hopes his case ends up being a game changer for the entire state correction system.
He claims that he sat in jail for months longer than he should have, and now the ACLU is suing the Department of Corrections, the Virginia Beach Sheriff, and individual employees of both offices. 10 on Your Side's Lex Gray investigated the man's complicated past with the law and what this could mean even for you.
John Freeman can remember what it's like to be outside this place.
Enjoying trips to the park, playgrounds, amusement park, movies, stuff like that.
Over the last 6 years, though, Freeman hasn't been able to enjoy much of that, and he admits that's mostly on him. A suspended license led to Freeman forging his name on a traffic ticket in 2005, and if he had followed the rules of his probation, that may have been the end of it. But Freeman couldn't break free from his addiction to drugs, especially heroin, and that led to years of probation violations, landing him in and out of jail since 2011.
At the end of the day, it is my fault. I take responsibility, for my actions, but I don't believe that I was given the tools and the help that I should have been given in order to succeed.
Freeman says that's why he's in Virginia Beach City Jail again. Another probation violation for testing positive on a drug test. But from the inside, he's fighting to get credit for time he already served. It was already supposed to happen. The timeline is complicated, but it boils down to Freeman getting picked up in Massachusetts on a warrant from here in Virginia. He served about a year and a half, came back, and didn't get credit for his time in the Massachusetts jail. In March of 2015, a judge in Virginia Beach issued an order so Freeman could get that credit and have his release date adjusted. By then, Freeman had contacted the ACLU for help. Still, the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Office and Virginia Department of Corrections kept him. In July, he got another judge to issue an order for his release. By that time, he had already served about a month beyond his sentence, and still, he sat in jail.
He did everything that he should have done in order to make it clear that the time had been miscalculated, and yet he still wasn't released when he should have been released.
On August 12, 2015, Freeman was released 77 days after he should have been. We asked the sheriff's office to talk to us since they run the jail. A spokesperson said the sheriff can't talk about an active lawsuit. She also said the Department of Corrections was responsible for Freeman, so they couldn't release him without their permission. And the sheriff's office tried contacting the DOC 7 times to get that permission. Meta believes Freeman's case points to a system-wide problem calculating correct sentencing.
From the complaints that we've received, it seems that it's much bigger than just Mr. Freeman.
That's one of the main reasons that I wanted to pursue this, to have people held accountable, but there has to be some kind of safety valve in here somewhere, you know what I'm saying, for people who have credible issues.
The Virginia Department of Corrections wouldn't comment on the case, which doesn't have a hearing date set yet. I've also been working to get an idea of how pervasive this problem may be, but so far it seems there are no records that would show that. We'll be following up and let you know what happens with the lawsuit. I'm Lex Gray, 10 on Your Side.